Oh yeah, Swordsmen Academy. Give me a damn minute. I will be right back. No, you don't. You will not bark while I am recording. Don't you dare. So this is basically a restart of Swordsman Academy, so I can actually make it better. People are just gonna be like, you just want to make a series again so you can have more views. My person, whoever says that, I don't get views. My channel has 35 subscribers and I barely upload. So please, I'm actually just doing this for fun. I do this for my entertainment. So let's get Swordsman Academy restart. We have episode 1 and let me explain our main. Okay, no, you'll see the main cast later. We start off with our main character, Adrian, sleeping. As then it's time to get up as it's ready to go to school. It's his final day at middle school. He throws on everything, grabs his wooden sword, because that's what they use for training, and they can't have a real sword until they graduate middle school. He runs out the door with his two friends, Remy and Alex, as they rush straight to the school. Remy, who is an absolute prodigy, already has her ability. But she's not too much of a prodigy. She is very powerful. And her power is called... She has a lightning ability. And to explain what the swords have, they go into the swords because the people can't control their powers. So they find it much easier to put it in swords. So Remy has a lightning sword. And some of them who have visual effects, their swords don't do much but actually do help. Like our boy, Alex, whose thing is called Lock On. If his eyes glow orange, you know you're fucked. Because this dude can chase you down miles and never lose sight of you. And with his sword as well, he can cut through. Well, let me explain the heights. Remy is short, not too short though, about the size, a little bit smaller than Alex, who is also shorter, who is actually the same size as Adrian. Our main character who's got bright blue eyes and black hair. And swift black hair. Which he likes to have that way. Then we have Alex who's got black and orange hair. Remy with pink hair. Pinkish purple hair, but most likely pink. Now on their way to school, they see the certain rival of the series, beating up another student. As he goes, wait a minute, isn't that, Remy says. Adrian says, yeah, we didn't see her all year. Where was she? She was supposed to be at the top, and she kinda was on the grades and on the power. As it's Akane Ryuki, my favorite character that I've made besides Adrian, and of course Alex, whose character is hilarious, which I'm going to make. Alex says, uh-oh. As then they see her brother stepping in, telling her to leave that poor boy alone. As her brother's the same age, and his name is Akira. I'm kidding, it's Blake. No, it's Akira. You know, screw it, we're calling him Akira. He goes, leave him alone, Akane, it's not fair. You already have your ability. Blake already has his as well. His ability is basically he's Kylo Ren, alright? He's Kylo Ren. This dude's got a red energy blade. It glows red. Akane's got a black energy blade, which is actually insanely powerful. It's one of the strongest. It's not just a color, it's actually insane. And Blake's blade is strong enough to Akira's blade is strong enough to cut through a lot of things. And of course, we have our next part of Akane's blade being actually one of the strongest, but of course she still has only a wooden blade, which makes it even to snap. As of course, Adrian's best friend is Akira, because yeah, I made Akira in my last series, but he wasn't too irrelevant. But I actually want to make an entire class. Last time I only gave him like 10 students. We gotta give him like 15. As then we started off with our first, with Adrian saying, "What's up, Akira? What's up, Akira?" As then he says, "Nothing much, Adrian. Just had to stop my sister from trying to beat someone up." He goes, "She does like to hurt a lot of people, doesn't she?" He says, "Anger issues." He goes, "Why?" He says, "From a tragic experience from our past that I don't feel like sharing." He goes, "That's fine with me. I didn't want my day to be ruined by that anyways." As then they walk in to their middle school called Kitagawa, even though I know that's the Haikyuu one, but I couldn't think of another name, so I'm going with Kita. Kita. You know what? Kita. Kita High. I mean Kita Middle. And on their final day, of course, they all are given their slips. That means that they are obligated with a license to get a sword. Everyone rushes out of school on the day to rush and get one. Of course, besides Adrian, who doesn't really give a crap about getting a sword until later on because he still has time. And he doesn't have a sword ability, which he is still sad about, but he decides he's just gonna train himself. As then he does for a while, with him, Remy, Alex, and Akira all training. She sets up a couple of things for them, running. And with their powers, also give them a couple of boosts. Remy is given lightning, like a lightning cloak that can increase her speed with her blade. I keep on saying Blake. Akira, I'm just gonna call him Blake from now on. Blake has an ability where he can blast forward with rocket boosts on his hands. Alex, well, it's just Alex. Then they all start to run, as Remy easily destroys them all, with Blake coming in a second, and Adrian in last, with Alex in third. As he goes, "You're way too fast, Remy. Way too fast." She goes, "Hehe, I already know." As then they get even more running up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down and down. And this lasts for about a month. When they're done, Adrian is at least able to keep up with Blake, nothing with Remy. Then Blake says, "Aren't you going to get a sword?" He goes, "I think I'm going to." He goes and buys a sword, which is made out of a nice black fiber. Nice black vibranium, which is actually very strong in this universe. It's not one of the strongest metals like Uru from Marvel and Captain Type from anime, of course. Well, I think it's just Dragon Ball, I don't know. But it is like it. It's a little bit weaker than steel, and nothing compared to titanium metal, which Akane Ryuki has, of course, with her dark matter. As now it's time to get into their high school. I had a long time to think about this, and I've thought of it for a while. Here we go. We're just gonna call this Tokyo High, because I couldn't think of something else. It's one of the most prestigious high schools, which is actually one of the strongest, which have a humongous record of 50 in a row wins. But their streak has since then gone down because of the loss of their best students, who have left the school because of their age. Well, more or less graduated. The year after them got lazy, as the entire school went into shutdown and their whole school couldn't really fund after winning all the tournaments. But still had amounts and mounts of money. But it's not a lot that can cover an entire school and fund it for kids. Now, of course, there's also recommendations. We have 3 students that have been recommended. Number 1 is Ishia Boy. I'm kidding. Akane Ryuki was also, along with Remy and Blake, who 3 of them were recommended because of Akane's and Blake's sister, Yue, who is probably the most strong out of all of them, who's got a pink blade. It glows a vibrant pink, which is insanely powerful. And she is the pro swordsman Stellar. As then we have them entering in, with an entrance exam where the recommendation people have their own. Akane wrecks the robots with just a single slash. Her sword is made of pure titanium, which is very strong, which is one of the strongest metals in the universe. Not in the universe, but on Earth. As then they start to battle. As then they finally, all the robots are destroyed, with the placements going, Akane Ryuki, Remy being in 5th place with a couple of students being in front. And now let's get to the actual entrance exam for our boy, Adrian. Oh yeah, Blake was there too. He placed 2nd. He played third, right behind us, way behind his sister, because he's just not as strong. Now it's time for our boys. Our boy, him and Alex's exam. He doesn't do a lot. He can barely cut through any robots, but with pure determination and also intelligence, he finds the weak spots and cuts through all of them. And with all of them, I mean all of them. Now remember, these videos will only be 24 minutes long, because that's how much. Oh, hello, Drew. This is how long an actual anime episode is, along with all the commercials and all crap, which not be here, so you guys will be getting an extra long anime episode, because this one is better, because there's no commercials. Yeah, or whatever, back to this. So we got Adrian and Alex's entrance exam into Tokyo High, because I still couldn't think of a better name. I don't have ideas. Any ideas in the comments will be helpful. I do need some. So, we start off with them now on their first day since all of them passed. Sure, but I have an idea for that. I'll do that in another video where I can probably do a video with multiple people. If more people want to join the live stream, we can do an entire subscriber My Hero Academia, which would be fun. And I want to do that. That actually does seem pretty fun. Not gonna lie, that actually seems extremely fun. Alright, so if we can get like 5 viewers, that'll be insanely fun for the video where I make all the My Hero Academia characters. I won't have any designs because, number 1, I can't draw, and number 2, this is a live stream and I don't know how to do all that stuff. Maybe one day when I get like a PC or something, I'll do it. And of course I'll keep this channel and I'll make an icon. Okay. I have ideas. Many ideas. Alright, so let's continue back with Swordsman Academy. The reboot. Alright, let's go. So, after that, they enter the class on day 1. Let me explain everybody in the class. We have number 1, Adrian Kadoku, because I couldn't think of another last name. Number 2, Akane Ryuki. Number 3, Blake Ryuki. because I can't think of another last name, and also because that's a sister. But I'm getting worse. I'm rusty. So next we have I don't know how to go in order. Oh yeah, Alex would be there as well. We got Remy. Then we have Nana, who is a girl with power, who has purple hair, and her power is pretty interesting. Just kidding. No, I'm not joking. It is pretty interesting. Lifting up a boulder, it's basically a psychic sword, which means you can just lift it up, lift up a sword with psychic energy, and just yeet it. Telekinesis is what I'm saying. It's a telekinesis blade, which means it can float in the air and just spam it around all the way. Next is our next girl student. Dun, da, 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 da. Dun, da, da, da. Cecilia. Her power is called Wrath. If you don't know what that is, it means that if she gets angered enough, the more angry she is, the larger her power increases with her sword. Which means it's basically a Nezuko on steroids. Which is just overpowered. Next we got our next boy student, Zach. Zach is a pretty interesting character, with his power having to be something to do with, okay, it's a laser sword. He's got a power called eye lasers, which I would call sword laser because he's got a green laser sword, which is a much different kind of breed than you'd see with Akane's or Blake's. He's got a green laser, which is actually can pretty much cut through anything. Of course, I'm gonna have to show you guys a reference of that one day. Somebody you see. Alright, whatever. So back to this. We got our next part of the world. Oh wait, hold on. Please tell me my mic is working. Drew, if you can, please comment in the chat if my mic is working. I really hope it is. Please, please, please work. Please tell me it's working. I hope it is. I don't want this just to not work on broadcasting because it worked when I was talking to my friends. I'm not sure if it was working for this. Thank God! Thank God. I am so glad it is working. Because my last few live streams didn't have audio. Whatever, let's get back into this. So we have, your boy, Adrian. Now, after Zach, we have... Actually, you know what? I'll wait in the next 24 hours. What do you guys think Adrian's power will be? You guys might not even get the one that you choose, but I will do it. What do you want? Aura as his aura sword, or blue flames as the original Adrian? Comment down below, it doesn't really matter. I'll wait after 24 hours, I'll check again, check the comment section, see if there's anything there. And anyone who's watching this live, you Drew, can just put it now. Aura or blue fire. Okay, so now we just got everyone. That's a little bit of the class. Let's get to the next boy. His name is Rakudu. Rakudu. Alright, bye. So, let's do this. So now we got Rakudu. His power is what I'd like to call friction. I'm kidding, it's gravity. He's got a gravity blade. So, of course, I'll mention this at the end of the video again. So we got Rakudu. His power is basically a gravity blade. If he slices his sword down in a certain way, if he does a certain style of his sword, you'll fall straight to the ground and have massive amounts of gravity. That's only if he slams his sword down. But if he flips it up in the air, you will go up in the air with 0 gravity. As it's a pretty interesting sword. Not gonna lie, I like it. Now we have our next one. The next girl of our class, Leah. Leah's power is black hole, which means at the tip of her sword, she can release black holes. But they aren't too big, they're just the size of something that could suck in a human, not really an entire city. Maybe when she's older, I'll let her do that. Now, that is, let's just recount them all. We have Adrian, Akane, Alex, Blake, Remy, Cecile, Why can I never remember? Cecile, Zach. Who am I missing? I gotta go back in this video later and find out. Anyone in the comments who else wants to tell me? We got Zach. I think I already just said him. Screw it. We got Rakudu. And we have the next girl. We also have, what's her name? Why can I never remember? Leah. Her power is black holes. Black hole. Now we got a couple of, tomorrow I'll introduce, later on today, maybe I'll introduce the rest of the Swordsman Academy cast.